guys, Virginia here and I am back with a 12x12 process video for you today, and this one is using the April Kitaholic Kits. I love these kits. It's full of Pink Fresh Studio, a case of the Blahs and some other really cool pieces. So I kind of had an idea straight away, and I thought that the kit went perfectly with this photo. The photo is of Edison and Molly kind of top and tailing on the couch, and I kind of came out into the lounge and found them asleep on the couch together. It was funny. They'd had a bit of a long day playing, so I thought I'd document that. And I like it because the black and white print on the blanket that's on them just kind of goes really well with the black and white that features throughout this kit, and also the colour of the couch kind of features with the neutral tones in the kit as well. So I kind of had an idea, and I thought I would feature this black and white paper. It's super busy, but I think I kind of got away with it in the end. And I also wanted to feature the Kaiser Craft chipboard alphas and do something with them. So okay, I've chosen my background paper. It says black and white, and I've cut a cut file. It's just a cloud, and I didn't purchase it from anywhere. I think it is just from, it came free with my silhouette. So I just printed it, I enlarged it, printed it, and cut an outline as well. So here's the chipboard alphas that I was talking about. And actually I was a little bit gutted there was only 2 Z's, but nonetheless, I would have liked 3. That's always the way though. There's always too many of the letters that you don't want, and when you do want them, there's never enough. And Z's obviously are not a very popular letter, but never mind. So I've got a big one and a little one. So what I'm going to do is just put a thin coat of gesso over both of them, and that's just going to kind of seal them and make them so that whatever I put on top of them isn't going to soak into them, and it'll just remain the colour it is. So there we go. What I'm going to do is use black acrylic paint as my colour for them. So I've just got some Dina Wakley acrylic paint, and I'm just going to apply a coat of that. Now because I've put the gesso, I'm only going to need to do 1 coat. I'm not being stingy on the paint. I'm not doing a thin coat. It's a nice thick coat. But the good thing about acrylic paint is that it dries really quickly. So does gesso. So this wasn't a slow process. It was quite quick. So I don't make you watch it all, obviously. It's pretty simple. I'm just using a thin paintbrush. So I'm doing it over the top and on the sides as well, so that when you look at the side of the letters, they are black as well. I want a bit of continuity in there. I don't want to see white or chipboard colours. Rightio, so they're done. They're nice and dry, and you can see all nice and black. Now they're a little bit rough because I was not very particular when I was applying the gesso. So to combat this and to help make them stand off the page, because the background of my paper is going to be so busy, I'm going to apply a coat of glossy accents, and that's going to put a really nice sheen over the alphas. So it's going to make them look like they are really dimensional epoxy letters pretty much, and they turned out really well. I'm really happy with them. So just on the top, I'm not going to try and put any on the side, that doesn't matter. So they're done. I'm going to put them aside to dry, and I'm going to work on my actual layout now. So I trimmed down my photo a little bit. I've backed it on some white cardstock just to give it a nice white border, and I just want a little pop of colour behind that photo to help it stand off the page and to help bring some more colour onto the page, because at the moment it's really black and white. So I've just grabbed this 2x2 cut apart one, and I've just mounted it in the top right hand corner and just trimmed a thin border. So now I'm going to work on this, I'm going to call it a dream bubble. It's kind of what I'm going for. So I kept the inside bit because I felt like that would be a good way to cover up the background, the busyness in the background paper, and allow me to do what I'm aiming for, which you will see pretty soon. So the frame, I want to pop it up, so I've just trimmed some little foam dot squares into 3, and I've backed the whole thing. Now I could have used foam tape, I didn't have any, I've used it all. So this was my solution. So I'm just going to line it up and pop it down, and then I'll cut the excess off the side. So there we go, that's my little home, and I'm going to basically fill that cloud, that dream cloud, with embellishments shortly. Right, so just fixing up that. So I'm going to pop my photo up on some foam squares as well, just so that I can tuck some things underneath it. I want to bring some more colour onto the page. So I'm just peeling those backings off, and then I'm going to line it up on a bit of an angle, just tilt it a bit. Rightio, so I'm going to flick through the ephemera packs I've got. I've got the exclusive one from the, it's either the embellishment kit or the main kit, and then I've got the Pink Fresh Studio one, which is the case of the blahs. I'm going through that as well, and just pulling out some bits that I think will go with this layer. And I'm going for the cozy, blah, snooze kind of embellishment. So I'm being quite selective in what I'm pulling out. Okay, so I've just put them to the side, and I thought I would go through the chipboard pack from Pink Fresh Studio, and I pulled off some of them, so that'll help bring some dimension. And I decided to put a frame, a grey frame, this one I'm just popping out now, and I thought I would tuck it in behind that photo. And that would kind of give me a space to kind of put a little, almost like a little cluster and a home to kind of sit my journaling and stuff like that on the page, and to add a bit more colour as well. So I'm just trying bits and pieces. This minty green and white tag, this was an exclusive one. I do tuck in there, and that's I'm going to put my date on that later on, date stamp. And I'm just going through and pulling up the pieces. So I like this one that says nope. I tried it over that side, so I sit it there, but it does get moved pretty shortly. And I thought about using these ephemera pieces from the Pink Fresh Studio pack that says real life, and using that as my title, but I decided to take it off, and I don't actually even end up having a title for this page. I suppose you could call it but I don't think I even really needed a title, to be honest. It's kind of the photo says it all. And I really wanted to use that square piece of ephemera that says meet me on the couch. It was perfect, but I couldn't get it to work. It didn't look right in that cloud, and then I couldn't tuck it in anywhere that it felt like it was at home and not kind of the odd one out on the page, I guess, if that makes sense. So that gets put back in the ephemera pack. But I will certainly use it at some stage. I will work it in. So there I go. I found this other speech bubble that says, is it Friday yet? And so I switched them over and put the nope on the other side. It's quite funny. It looks like the cat saying, is it Friday? And Eddie's saying, nope. But yeah, I thought that was quite funny. It's great for it. They're both asleep. They're both absolutely sound asleep. It's just a funny little photo. I loved it. They do funny things together. Rightio, so I'm still just finding a home for these embellishments. I put a green tag to the top left of the photo. That just gives a bit of a pop of colour behind that black and white ephemera piece that I popped on top of the photo. It helps it to stand out and not get sucked into the busyness of that background paper. Okay, so I'm going to go through the puffy stickers, the Pink Fresh ones, and pull off pieces that are kind of going with what I'm trying to convey in this cloud. So there I am. I've taken off the real life, and I've put off this green puffy sticker that says blah, so I want to use that. I will find a home for it. And I'm just looking through, finding pieces. I like this blue one. It says it's kind of fun to do nothing. So they're all kind of on an angle, and I'm just moving them to kind of fit in the spaces of the cloud, and then I will fill in the other smaller spaces around that cloud later on with some enamel dots and stuff. A little alarm clock, it goes great with this page. The couch was perfect. And this little heart, it says cozy. Lots of really great bits in this collection, which is why it was really easy to come up with a page like straight away. As soon as I saw it, I thought of this photo, and I thought I've got a perfect photo to do for this layout. So Okay, so now here I am just filling in those spots. I'm using some of these super gorgeous acrylic stars from Coolbook Creations that were in one of the kits. So I've put some black ones on, and I'm going to fill in some more of the gaps with just a few of the Pink Fresh enamel dots, just to bring a bit more colour up into that cloud. So I'm pretty much using at least one of each colour, I think. Rightio, so a couple of these little word stickers. These are Pink Fresh Studio, and they are from the Boys Fort collection. It's cool. There's a few boyish things on there, but then a lot of them are just kind of neutral. So I pulled off one that says blah, so that's repeating that blah that's running throughout that cloud of embellishments. So I've put that on. And I think now I'm just going to work at sticking everything down. I'm quite happy with it. So all the ephemera pieces in that cloud, I pop up on some foam dots just to give a bit of dimension. And I put a bit of glue behind all of the chipboard and the puffy stickers and acrylic stars and stuff, just to make sure that they are all stuck down, because things tend to lose their stick over time. Rightio, so I think the whole cloud has been stuck down. I'm just going to put a bit of twine through this green tag. I kind of have to have twine or something through a tag. It just seems wrong to not have anything in it, so I thought the brown would be quite good. It's a neutral colour, and it goes well with these neutral kind of kits. So I do end up twisting that around and just putting a staple through it so that it doesn't stick off the page. I'm sticking down my pieces. I'm just going to do my date stamp on my little label that I've got tucked in there. And I did put down on the photo, there was a ephemera piece just down the bottom right hand side of the paper that says pajamas all day. They're not in their pajamas, but that's alright, you can't see that. And there was a puffy sticker that says good at naps, which was kind of perfect for the photo as well. So I'm just still continuing to adhere bits and pieces down. I'll just stick that frame down with some glue, and here I am stapling that bit of twine just to make sure it stays in place. Okay, so here I am back, and these are my little Z's, and I think they turned out great. So I'm just going to decide where I want to put them. They do end up getting moved over to there. There we go, and I like that. So I'm really happy with this layout. I love how it turned out. It's pretty much exactly what I had envisioned in my head. And I love those Kaisercraft chipboard letters. They were great because they're great because you can customize them to what you want. You don't need to go hunting for something. You can just make it. So yeah, rightio. So I decided I wanted to fill in a bit more and bring a bit more colour up to the top a section of that cloud. So I just put a red star, and I'm just gluing that down. And I think I put another few enamel dots as well. So after that, I will flick a little bit of gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine just around the cloud and a little bit on the background paper, just to add a little bit of a bit more interest to the page. And after that, that'll be pretty much it for my layout. So I hope you enjoyed the process. Don't forget, Kitaholic Kits have a Facebook page. Pop on over and join in the conversations. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.